designated hitter, Ayrton Schaefer.
Come on, Schaefer!
The catcher, Rick Colton. That's an Alabama Power Blast, home run number 1 on the year for Grant Colton.
Grant! Go, Grant! Troy, base hit, Bob. Come on, Troy!
The second baseman, Troy Dixon. Left center fielder, T.J. Dixon. And in the bottom of the second, that's 2 runs, 2 hits with no errors and no one left on base.
Samford Athletics would like to thank the following elite sponsors for their outstanding support. BBVA Compass, Full Moon Barbecue, Lowe's Southwest Grill, Park Moving and Storage, Region, and St. Vincent's Health System. Thanks for supporting your Samford Bulldogs.
Hey, coach, your Birmingham area Little League team could play with the Bulldogs. Just a chance to have your team take the field with the Dogs for the national anthem. Have one player or coach to run the first pitch and then run the bases after the game. Spots are available for a limited number of upcoming dates. for Bulldog Baseball. For all the details or to book your date, contact the Samford Spirit Office at Bulldog Events at samford.edu. Taking over on the mound for the Bulldogs, number 23, Connor Radcliffe.
For Mr. Radcliffe, so he's looking to get back on the mound and continue the scoreless streak started by Baldwin this evening. 8-9-1, due up for JSU, starts with the third baseman, Josh Bobo.
The third baseman, Josh Bobo.
So Bobo will stride in, the senior from Etowah High School. And the first pitch from Connor Radcliffe is hit pretty well towards center. Going back is Dixon, but he'll have room out there in front of the track, and he makes the catch. One pitch, one gone. To start the top of the third, Bobo retired, and in steps Peyton Williams.
The right fielder, Peyton Williams.
Williams, the right fielder from Opelika, Alabama, making his 18th start of the year. Been a tough go of it at the plate for Williams. 9 hits and 55 at-bats entering play this evening. That's a 164 average. Connor Radcliffe off to a good start out of the pen. One pitch, one out. And his first pitch to Williams is hit on the ground up the middle towards second. Fryman gobbles it up behind the back. Throw to first. Picked by Edens, and it's in time. Fine defensive play by Brandon Fryman on one end, and then Austin Edens to give him a pick on the other. And 2 pitches, 2 down for Connor Radcliffe to start the top of the third.
Well, left fielder, Nolan
So 8
Greco.
and 9 in the JSU lineup have been retired. Back to the top of the order we go with left fielder Nolan Greco. Greco already with a hit. In fact, that's the lone hit for JSU. One complete time through the lineup. He was left stranded at second base after starting the game with a single right back up the middle. First pitch to Greco, a nice fastball that pops the mitt, but it's upstairs for ball one. Connor Radcliffe making his first appearance since the UAB game back on May the 2nd, as he's missed with 2 fastballs out of the zone now. Radcliffe went 3 innings in that contest against the Blazers. Gave up 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 2, also gave up a couple of extra base hits and hit 3 batters in a game that Samford lost 9-3. Radcliffe finds the zone on the inner half to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Radcliffe, the guy that got the start against Jacksonville State last time these two teams hooked up, as this is hit on the ground and through the left side for a base hit. Dixon over to cut it off in center. His throw back into second base will keep Nolan Greco to just a single, but 2 hits now for Greco at the top of the lineup. That ball was laced. Fryman, the shortstop, looked like he could have taken 1 or 2 steps and maybe made a dive at it. But looks like he had no idea where that ball was coming off the bat. He did not make an effort whatsoever. And it ended up in a left center field. Dixon over to cut it off, held Greco to just a single instead of extra bases. So runner at first, 2 gone for Clayton Daniel now. Radcliffe forced to work from the stretch and misses downstairs in the dirt. Nice stop by Colton. It's ball 1. Mentioned earlier, Daniel, the only guy in the lineup who has started every single game for the Gamecocks this year. He's also the leading hitter for JSU, 75 hits and 225 at-bats. Exactly a .333 average to go along with a .791 OPS. The 1-0, a breaking ball, and a good one. It's in there for a strike. 19 strikeouts, 17 walks for the junior second baseman. No home runs, but 13 extra base hits. 11 of those have been doubles. 1-1 from Radcliffe. Another breaking ball. This just missed downstairs. It's ball 2. Decent lead over at first by Greco, who's yet to steal a base so far this year. 0 for 4 as the 2-1 is hit in the air towards shallow left center. TJ Dixon coming on and on a jog makes the catch. The inning is over. Nolan Grekel finds the base paths for the second time in as many plate appearances, but for the second time in as many appearances on the base paths, he is left stranded. Connor Ratcliffe throws a scoreless top of the third. We head to the bottom of the third with Samford on top of Jacksonville State 2-0 on the Samford Sports Network.
And in the top of the third, that's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. All right, fans, it's time for a score and save inning. If the Bulldogs score a run in this half inning, Ken Kalinich will win $20 to Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. Good luck, Ken, and go Bulldogs! Leading off for the Bulldogs, the shortstop, Brandon Fryman.
2, 3, and 4 do it for the Bulldogs. Starts with freshman shortstop Brandon Fryman. And the first pitch to him misses upstairs for ball 1, and that's how he gets going in the bottom of the third. Michael McCreelis so far, the starter for Jacksonville State, 24 pitches to get through the first 2 frames. Giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, and he's missed with 2 straight out of the zone to Fryman. 2 balls and no strikes as the JSU bullpen shows some signs of life. Got a couple of guys up and stretching down that way as the 2-0 is in there to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Fryman K'd up in his first appearance against McCreelis. Trying to put the ball in play on the 2-1. Does just that, but pops it up. First base side, foul territory. Long run for Naismith and Daniel. Neither one of them are going to get there as this one hops against the brick and foul ground. So the count will be 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you've never been here to Jolie Griffin Field, plenty of foul ground on both sides of the line. As the grass cuts a good 15 to 20 yards beyond the foul line, and then you have another 5 to 7 yards of warning track before you get to a brick wall that kind of encapsulates either side of the diamond. 2-2 to Brandon Fryman. Hit well on the ground through the left side for a base hit. Brandon Fryman with hit number 60 in his freshman campaign, and it's a leadoff knock to start the bottom of the third for SU. So Brandon Fryman aboard. Jordan Busey now to the plate. Busey, the right fielder, already with a hit today. He, Fryman, Schaefer, and Colton. The 4 hits for the Dogs so far through 2+ innings of work. Busey with 17 multi-hit contests to his name this year as Fryman has to dive back in on the pickoff attempt for McCreelis. Fryman on the base pass, 8 of 13 in stolen base attempts. That's second on the club, trailing only TJ Dixon, who is 21 of 24 in stolen base attempts. McCreelis comes home to Busey, first pitch breaking ball, big cut, but a big whiff. It's 0-1. Busey last year in limited time hit .364 as he found himself getting some spot starts early on in the year, and then those starts got a bit more frequent late in the campaign. Around this time, actually, May, and then leading up into the Southern Conference Tournament. Fryman on the run, hit and run in play as this is grounded towards second. Only play for Daniel, the second baseman, is to first, and he makes it. So Fryman running with the pitch, stays out of the double play. He's at second base as Busey is retired for out number 1. So Fryman at second base. Austin Edens now will stride in.
Austin Edens.
Edens drew a walk in his last plate appearance. His team leading 33rd free pass he's drawn this year. As Austin Edens, despite the .267 batting average, has one of the best on base percentages on the club. Around .380 coming into play today as the first pitch is off the plate away, ball 1. Edens is the Southern Conference's active leader in home runs with 44 in his Samford career, including 19 of those that came last year. So far for Edens this year, 9 home runs to go along with 9 doubles. As the Louisiana native steps in, Fryman a decent lead at second base. McCreeless with a couple looks now comes home, and that pitch misses outside as well. Austin Edens has not seen a whole lot to hit so far. Edens a 4-hit weekend he turned in against ETSU. As he awaits a 2-0 that hits him in the back. Edens aboard for the second time in as many plate appearances. And a couple of free passes. One on a base on balls, the other on a hit by pitch. 2 on and 1 down. And a nice spot for Taylor Garris, as the lefty starts to get up and throwing in the Jacksonville pen. That looks like number 23, Derek Adams. McCreeless now at 35 pitches so far through 2 1/3. Fryman at second, Edens at first. First pitch to Taylor Garris. Chopped, third base side, could be 2. Throw to second in time for 1, relay to first, and plenty of time to get Garris around the horn. A 5-4-3 double play gets McCreeless out of the jam and ends the Bulldog threat in the bottom of the 3rd. Samford on top, 2-0 as we head to the top of the 4th next on the Samford Sports Network.
In the bottom of the inning for the Bulldogs, that's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base.
Samford Athletics would like to thank the following supporting sponsors: Academy Sports and Outdoors, Avis, the Birmingham Marriott, Bojangles, Bud's Best Cookies, Champion Sports Medicine, Chick-fil-A Hoover Commons, Courtyard by Marriott Homewood, Urban Cookhouse Crestline Village, and Hamburger Heaven. Thanks for supporting your Samford Bulldogs.
Samford 2, Jacksonville State nothing, a third of the way home. And each of these two teams last midweek game of 2017. Both teams with near identical records on the year. Jacksonville State 27-23, Samford 28-23.
Shortstop, Taylor Hawthorne.
Dogs 6th in the Southern Conference right now. Jacksonville State 4th in the OVC. As Jacksonville State's 14-13 in conference play. First pitch at the top of the 4th from Connor Radcliffe to Taylor Hawthorne is a breaking ball that stays outside for ball 1. So we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Jacksonville State trying to secure their spot in next week's OVC tournament that's going to be held in Oxford, Alabama, as Hawthorne swings through that offering to even the count. Jacksonville State 14-13, no chance to catch the top guys. Tennessee Tech 22-5 in OVC play. They've clinched the regular season conference crown. But in a conference of 11 teams, only the top 8 are guaranteed a spot in the tournament. And it is tight behind Tech, 16-10 Morehead State, then Belmont at 17-13. And then everybody else is kind of right there. Jacksonville State 14-13, Southeast Missouri, Murray State both 13-14. 3-1, scorched towards center. TJ Dixon on the run towards left center, but will have room with a couple of feet on the track to make the catch. Hawthorne with great contact, but he comes up empty. He's the first out at the top of the 4th.
Designated hitter, Trent Simpson.
So 1 gone for Trent Simpson. For Jacksonville State to clinch a spot in the tournament, really, they just need to win 1 against SIU Edwardsville. If they get swept, then might have some tiebreakers come into play, but really they win 1 and they've got a spot in the 8-team field and a chance to make a run at an OVC tournament crown, playing virtually at home 1-0 from Radcliffe off the end of the bat and off his glove towards short. Fryman can't make the play either. It skitters in the left center field. It's going to be an infield single for Trent Simpson as he reaches with one gone. Hit number 60 on the year for the junior designated hitter. Tough break there for Connor Radcliffe as Simpson kind of hit that off the end of the bat, and Radcliffe tried to make a reaction play. Instead, it kicked off his glove, and then Fryman, who was working his way towards the middle of the diamond, couldn't adjust once the ball ricocheted off Radcliffe. So 1 on, 1 out for the sophomore catcher, Nick Gaddis. Gaddis, the sophomore from Dade County High School in Trenton, Georgia. Was in a platoon last year with Hayden White behind home plate and takes the first pitch fastball in there for a called strike one. Gaddis saw action in 17 games, made 14 starts as a freshman. Had 11 hits and 47 at-bats. This is 33rd start of the year this season. 32 hits and 119 at-bats. This is chopped towards third, could be two. Garris to second for one. His relay to first, picked by Edens, and in time. The Bulldogs get out of the top of the fourth with their own 5-4-3 double play. And that ends the frame. Another scoreless inning of work for Connor Radcliffe. We head to the bottom of the fourth next. Samford 2, Jacksonville State nothing. This is Samford Bulldog Baseball.
And in the top of the inning, that's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. All right, congratulations, Susan Colton, with that double play. You've won $40 to Taziki's Mediterranean Cafe. Stop by the press box to claim your prize. Fans, make sure to come out to the ballpark this Saturday as we celebrate Fan Appreciation Weekend with free admission and dollar hot dogs. Come out for Fan Appreciation Weekend with the Bulldogs. The left fielder, Kevin Williams, Jr.
6-7-8 due up for the Samford Bulldogs on top of Jacksonville State 2-0 as we get ready for the bottom of the fourth. Michael McCreelis back out for his 4th inning of work as the JSU starter. Needed just 36 pitches to get through the first 3 innings. First pitch swinging, Kevin Williams Jr. This is it high and deep towards left, but working his way towards the line and with room in left field is Grekel to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 gone. Welcome to the Samford Sports Network. Whether you're listening on FM 91.1 WBSU or watching our video stream on YouTube Live.
Designated hitter,
Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday evening as the sun continues to set in the central Alabama area. We're about 8 or 9 minutes or so from the top of the hour. Ayrton Schaefer digs in with the bases clear and 1 gone in the bottom of the fourth, and he takes the first pitch fastball off the plate away for ball 1. I'm Blake Gardner, @_Blake Gardner on Twitter. Great to be with you on this Tuesday night. Last non-conference game for either of these two teams, unless they make the NCAA tournament, of course, in a couple of weekends. Schaefer out in front, 2 balls and no strikes. Jacksonville State getting ready for their last OVC series of the year against SIU Edwardsville. Samford, on the other hand, getting ready for their last Southern Conference series, which will be here at home Thursday, Friday, and Saturday against UNCG. 3 balls and no strikes. The count to Ayrton Schaefer as the 3-0 for McCreelis is in there to make it 3-1. And McCreelis is going to try to take the long road back. 2 free passes issued by McCreelis so far, a hit by a pitch and a walk, both to Austin Edens. As the 3-1 is hit well towards center. On the run towards his glove hand side is Reynolds, and he makes the catch. 2 gone as Schaefer puts good wood on it, but is not rewarded. It goes as L8 in the book, and it's out number 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Mentioned the OVC standings in the top of the 4th. We'll look at the SoCon standings in the bottom of the 4th. Much like the OVC, there's one team clearly at the top who's already clinched the regular season crown coming into the last weekend of conference play. That's Mercer in the SoCon. 17-4 are the Bears, 38-12 overall, as Colton comes up empty on a swing. It's 0-1. Mercer's RPI, as it currently stands, I believe sits around 40-ish, which is a decent bubble resume for the NCAA tournament if they don't, in fact, win the Southern Conference tournament next week in Greenville. 0-1 to Colton, a breaking ball, and it's in there. It's 0-2. UNCG, who comes into town this weekend to take on Samford, is in a tie for second behind Mercer, 13-8 in Southern Conference play. They and Western Carolina both right there. Samford in the 6 slot at 9-12 overall as Colton takes outside for ball 1. Samford not likely to move from that spot, and as long as they win one game this weekend, they know they can't play in that 8-9 play-in game on the tournament's first day before getting into the 18 bracket. Colton rips this in the left. It's a 2-out single, and Grant Colton getting a spot start, just his 4th of the year. That's a multi-hit contest. Make it 7 hits and 25 at-bats now on the year for Colton. And the Bulldogs have a base runner for the 4th consecutive frame. So Colton aboard. That brings up the 9-hole Troy Dixon. And time is called as that 2-out single will prompt a meeting on the mound for JSU, and that'll be all for Michael McCreelis, the starting pitcher for JSU this evening. McCreelis will exit after 3 2/3 innings of work, and we will get a new JSU reliever, a lefty, when we come back. We'll take a quick timeout and introduce you to the new Gamecocks pitcher when we come back on the Samford Sports Network.
Now on the mound for Jacksonville State, number 27, Tyler Wilburn. Pelham High School, I should say. Pelham product on the mound for the Samford Bulldogs the last couple of frames. So let's make it a Pelham product on the mound for Jacksonville State here in the bottom of the 4th. The new pitcher for JSU is number 27, Tyler Wilburn, the 6'2", 190-pound redshirt freshman from Helena, Alabama. Of course, attended Pelham High School, along with Connor Radcliffe, the Samford right-hander. Wilburn, the lefty, will take over for JSU starter Michael McCreelis. So far for Wilburn, 16 2/3 innings of work. Has surrendered 11 runs on 20 hits, struck out 19, and walked 9. An ERA at 5.94. So Wilburn, the new pitcher for JSU. He'll inherit a 1-on, 2-out bottom of the 4th with the 9-hole Troy Dixon due up. Lefty, lefty, righty, lefty. The next 4 guys due up for the Bulldogs. So it makes sense to bring in Wilburn in this spot. Guy with the low 3/4 arm slot. Troy Dixon, the Bulldogs' second baseman, will be the first to greet Wilburn out of the bullpen. Troy Dixon.
Dixon, the sophomore second baseman from Mobile, Alabama. Guy who's been swinging the bat really well over the past few weeks. 2 hits on the weekend against ETSU. Also drew 3 walks in the series finale of that contest. 0-for-1 today after flying out to left and seeing just 1 pitch in his first debut against Michael McCreelis. Lefty on lefty with 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch from Wilburn to Dixon. Misses outside for ball 1. Almost got away from Gaddis behind home plate, but it did not. And Colton will stay in first base. Wilburn, of course, we mentioned prepped at Pelham High School from 2011 to 2015. And a heck of a recruiting class out of Pelham. Hunter Stovall went to Mississippi State. Sam Finnerty pitches in Alabama. And, of course, Connor Radcliffe, the Samford pitcher, along with Wilburn, all guys that were on the same team at Pelham. A local high school program that has had quite a bit of success over the last few years. 1-1 the count after the fastball was poured in the zone. And this breaking ball stays downstairs. It's ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Approaching the top of the hour on the Samford Sports Network. Blake Gardner here with you. FM 91.1 WVSU. And live on our video stream on YouTube Live. The 2-1 stays downstairs. It's ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Troy Dixon, the 9-hole at the plate. His brother TJ Dixon awaits in the on-deck circle if the inning extends to him. The 3-1 from Wilburn, outside ball 4. Troy Dixon draws free pass number 22 on the year. 2 on, 2 down. Back to the top of the order we go with the center fielder, TJ Dixon.
My side girl got a 5S with a screen crack. Still hit me back right away. Better not never hesitate. Don't come around thinking say.
Well, center fielder.
So from one Dixon to the other, Troy Dixon at first, TJ Dixon to the plate. As Wilburn tries to work out of a 2-on, 2-out jam. Wilburn last pitched in a midweek contest exactly a week ago against Alabama State. Before that, made an appearance in the Morehead State Series back on May the 6th. First pitch from Wilburn to Dixon, a high strike. It's 0-1. Dixon 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to third in his first plate appearance and then struck out in his second. TJ Dixon, despite being at the top of the order, has been one of the Bulldogs' best guys with runners in scoring position, 468 so far this year. When given the chance to knock some guys in, like this chance here. 0-1, flared left side and out of play, and he's quickly down 0-2. Bulldogs, of course, have seen more right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching so far this season. Dixon hitting .370 against right-handed pitching, just .247 against lefties. Colton takes his lead from second. Troy Dixon not being held down at first as Naismith plays behind him. Wilburn comes set, the 0-2 to TJ Dixon. Breaking ball just missed. It's 1-2. Samford 2, Jacksonville State 0 as we play in the bottom of the 4th. And each team's last midweek contest of this 2017 season. Wilburn gets a sign he likes and comes set. 1-2 due to TJ Dixon. Fastball turned on, hit well into right. Is it going to fall? Yes, it will. A 1 hops in front of the right fielder, Williams. 1 run's going to score. Dixon's headed first to third. And we've got Dixon's on the corners. A 2-out single from TJ Dixon drives in yet another run. It's 3-0 Samford. TJ Dixon collects RBI number 37 on the year, and that runners in scoring position batting average just continues to rise as the Bulldogs collect their 3rd hit with 2 outs tonight. Troy Dixon now at third, TJ Dixon at first, and Brandon Fryman comes to the plate. First right-handed hitter Wilburn will face in his relief stint. Fryman 1 for 2 today, singled through the left side in his last plate appearance. Struck out in his first one. First pitch swinging, popped up, first base side, foul territory. First baseman Naismith going out. He's called off by the second baseman Daniel, who makes the catch in foul ground, and the inning is over. Samford collects a 2-out hit from TJ Dixon to extend their lead, make it 3-0 Samford as we head to the top of the 5th next on the Samford Sports Network.
In the bottom of the 4th, that's 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base.
Samford Athletics would like to thank the following premier sponsors for their outstanding support. Samford University's Brock School of Business, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, Children's of Alabama, Christina Superior, Dawson Memorial Baptist Church, Dream Cakes, Drury Inn and Suites, Lakeshore, Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers, Golden Flake, Taco Mama, and Hampton by Hilton, Birmingham, Mountain Brook. Thanks for supporting your Samford Bulldogs.
Top of the fifth coming, and a third pitcher coming for the Bulldogs as Aaron Baldwin got the start and threw 2 scoreless innings of 1-hit baseball. Then Connor Ratcliffe followed him with 2 scoreless innings of 2-hit baseball. And now they'll turn it over to Jack Rude, number 21, the 6'4" right-hander from Houston High School in Memphis, Tennessee. Last year led the Bulldogs in ERA, a 2.31 ERA in 20 appearances, a 1-0 record with 24 strikeouts in 23 and a third innings pitched. This year for Rude, just 8 2/3 innings of work, 7 runs on 10 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 9, an ERA at 7.27. Rude will see 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for JSU as the Bulldogs have jumped out in front of the Gamecocks 3-0 and have doubled the Gamecocks in the hit column, 6-3 thus far through 4 complete innings of work. Samford looking for a midweek win, yet another one, and trying to earn yet another split against an in-state opponent. Samford so far this year has split with the Alabama Crimson Tide. They've split with the Auburn Tigers. They've split with the UAB Blazers. And are hoping to earn a split against Jacksonville State after dropping game 1 of these 2 teams' 2-game home-and-home series back in Jacksonville by a final score of 9-5. First pitch from Jack Rude, hit on the ground towards short as Naismith will ground out to Brandon Fryman for the 2nd consecutive plate appearance. 1 pitch, 1 gone in the top of the 5th. So Naismith retired. A.J. Reynolds, the senior center fielder, now to the plate. Bottom of the order been held in check as nobody from the 5 slot on yet has mustered a hit against Samford pitching. A.J. Reynolds steps in. Jack Rude working only from the stretch, and his first pitch to the Gamecock center fielder is downstairs for ball 1. Samford put up 2 in the second, 1 in the previous frame in the 4th. They're up 3-0. It should be noted that when Samford scores first this year, they are 21-3. As the 1-0 is skied towards right, curling towards the line. Jordan Busey with a long run towards foul ground. Can't come up with it as it lands harmlessly foul. Good piece of hitting there from Reynolds, but couldn't keep it inside the chalk deep down the right field corner. It's 1-1. So Samford 21-3 when they score first, just 7-20 when the opponent scores first. And if Jacksonville State is looking to get some runs, they might want to do it rather quickly as Samford is 22-0 when leading after 6 innings. 3-0 as we play in the top of the 5th with 1 gone. Reynolds back in the box and a 1-1 due from Jack Rude as well upstairs, ball 2. A.J. Reynolds, his 29th start tonight, 30th overall appearance. So far 30 hits and 113 at-bats for the redshirt senior. 2-1, swing and a miss, evens the count. Reynolds this year struggled a bit with strikeouts, 30 strikeouts to just 4 walks as the number in the K column equals the number in the hit column. Struck out in his last at-bat. And the 2-2 from Rude strikes him out again. A.J. Reynolds down on strikes. Josh Rude collects the first strike of his plate relief appearance, I should say. Base is clear and 2 gone for Josh Bobo.
The third baseman, Josh Bobo.
Bobo gets his second look at Bulldog pitching tonight. His average at 232 after a fly out to center field in his first at-bat, and he swings through a first offering from Jack Root. It's 0-1. Bobo was a breakout hitter last year for JSU, posted a .330 batting average in 43 starts. Numbers this year not as rosy for Bobo, 38 hits and 164 at-bats, including 41 strikeouts. That's second on this JSU club to only Trent Simpson. Bobo's quickly down 0-2 after swinging through the first offering and just getting a piece of the second. Jack Root 1 pitch away from working a 3-up, 3-down, top of the fifth. 0-2, just missed outside. Even the count, 1 ball and, or run the count, I should say, to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield, infield, straight away for Bobo as he tries to extend the JSU half of the fifth. 1-2 from Root. Swing and a miss. Jack Root K's up the last 2 hitters he sees in the top of the fifth, and the Gamecock frame is over. 3 up and 3 down goes JSU. Samford still on top, 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth next on the Samford Sports Network.
And in the top of the fifth, that's no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. All right, it's time for another score and save inning. If the Bulldogs score a run this half inning, Richard Blanton will win $25 to Moe's Southwest Grill. Good luck, Richard, and go Bulldogs.
Blake Gardner with you on the Samford Sports Network. Tyler Wilburn back out for his second inning of work out of the Jacksonville State bullpen. You'll see one more lefty in Jordan Busey before a string of righties as the Dogs have 3, 4, and 5 due up in this frame. Jordan Busey, Austin Edens, Taylor Karras. The first 3 hitters to come to the plate in the bottom of the fifth. Samford on top, 3-0. Halfway home for Birmingham, Alabama, as Jordan Busey comes to the plate.
Jordan Busey.
Busey 1 for 2 today. A couple of ground balls, one that got through and one that didn't. And was one of 5 runners the Dogs have left on the base paths so far today. First pitch swinging, ropes this into right center. That's a base hit headed towards the gap. Etheridge over to cut it off. Busey digging for 2. Here comes the throw to second. It's not in time. Jordan Busey has extra bases to lead off the bottom of the fifth. Give him his 10th double of the year. And the Bulldogs quickly have a runner in scoring position. So Jordan Busey at second base. Austin Edens to the plate now. And before we got a chance to mention the change, Jacksonville State with a new center fielder. That's number 3, Dalton Etheridge. Everybody else stays put as Etheridge takes over in center, and right away the baseball finds him. Jordan Busey is able to snag extra bases as Etheridge had to cut that off in right center. Austin Edens to the plate now. One of the Bulldogs' most dangerous hitters in his Samford career. Looking for yet another team-leading RBI. First pitch off speed and a good one from Wilburn. Edens well out in front. It's 0-1. Edens has reached base twice tonight, neither time with the aid of a hit. He was hit by a pitch in the third and then drew a free pass walk in the first. Wilburn the lefty against Edens the righty. 0-1 to Edens, another breaking ball. This is chopped towards short. Big hop for Hawthorne, who throws across the diamond in plenty of time to retire Edens. 1 gone as Busey is headed towards third, and he's going to get there standing up. Bit of an error defensively by Jacksonville State as Naismith, the first baseman, just tried to lob the ball back to Wilburn on the mound. And due to the shadows and the sun setting on the first base side here at Jolie Griffin Field, Wilburn never saw it. And it kind of rolled past him into foul ground on the third base side, and heads up base running from Jordan Busey at second base, who was able to take a free 90 feet. So Busey at third base after the miscue. And that draws the Jacksonville State infield in on the grass with Taylor Garris coming up. Wilburn will work from the full windup with just the lone runner at third. And the first pitch to Garris, he shows bunt, gets it down, but foul first base side as the Bulldogs might have had a safety squeeze on there. Garris 0 for 2 today, flew out to center in the first and then grounded into an inning-ending double play in the third. His average now down to 354. As he swings at this one, Wilburn gloves it, pops out of his glove, but he keeps it in front and throws to first to retire Garris. Busey, the runner at third, has to hold, and a fine defensive play on the mound by Wilburn to take away a hit and save a run. So Garris is retired for the third time tonight. JSU infield can back up now with two gone, and Kevin Williams Jr. comes to the plate. So here's Williams Jr. Another right-handed bat against the lefty Wilburn. First pitch is on the outside corner. It's a called strike one. Williams Jr. is tied for 8th in the Southern Conference in home runs with 11, and has reached base safely in 44 of 51 games so far this season. 0-1, scorched, and a diving play at short by Hawthorne. What a fine defensive effort by the junior shortstop to rob Williams Jr. of what might have been extra bases and keep the Bulldogs off the scoreboard in the bottom of the 5th. Samford strands the runner, and Wilburn posts a 0 in the bottom of inning number 5. A couple of sterling defensive efforts for both Wilburn and Hawthorne to keep Samford scoreless in the frame. Samford up 3-0 as we head to the 6th next on the Samford Sports Network.
Howard Watley Remax Southern Homes. Limbaugh Toyota. Mainline heating and air conditioning. Nothing but noodles. Smoothie King Homewood. Regency Retirement Building. Residence Inn Homewood. Grill 29. And the Sheraton Birmingham. Thanks for supporting your Samford Bulldogs.
Top of the 6th coming, and the Bulldogs will turn it over to their 4th arm in 6 innings. As they'll go to the bullpen once more, yet another righty, a string of righties so far for Samford. This is number 41, Jared Brasher, the 6'1", 200-pound senior from Pell City High School in Pell City, Alabama. Brasher will come on to work the top of the 6th. So far, the numbers for Brasher, a 3-0 record with a 3.67 ERA and 27 complete innings of work. Brasher has keyed up 41 strikeouts in 27 innings. Has also walked 23, given up 11 runs on 12 hits. A 3.67 ERA aforementioned and a 1.30 whip for the senior from Pell City, Alabama, who appeared once this past weekend against CTSU. Not exactly a smooth outing for Brasher, just a third of an inning. Walked 2 and also gave up a couple of hits as he was charged with 3 earned runs to go along with 3 wild pitches. Before that, back-to-back scoreless appearances, a scoreless frame against UAB and 2 scoreless frames against the Furman Paladins. 9-1-2 due up for Jacksonville State to start the top of the 6th. It starts with Peyton Williams, the right fielder. And as his at-bat begins, we also have a defensive change made for Samford as Brasher's first delivery is to a new Bulldog catcher. That's Ben Carrick, the Charlotte native, who steps in behind the plate. Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. Carrick tonight. And here he is in the top of the 6th to catch Brasher. First pitch missed inside for ball 1, and the second pitch misses outside for ball 2. Williams 0 for 1 today, grounded out to Brandon Fryman at shortstop in his first plate appearance. The 2-0 from Brasher is right down the heart and at the knee is pretty much a perfect spot. It's 2 balls and 1 strike as the sun continues to set here at Jolie Irfin Field. The mound and most of the way to the plate is pretty much engulfed in shadows. About 20 minutes or so past the top of the hour. The 2-1 from Brasher misses downstairs, ball 3. Breeze is picked up a little bit as well, blowing in from center field towards right field, towards the Samford dugout along the first base side. Brasher from the stretch, the 3-1. Missed downstairs, ball 4. 5-pitch walk drawn by Peyton Williams, just the 5th walk he's drawn this season. And Jacksonville State's got a leadoff base runner to start at the top of the 6th, and back to the top of the order we go with Nolan Grekel.
The left fielder, Nolan Grekel.
Been a fairly warm day in the central Alabama area. It was around 90 degrees when we started this contest, now down to about 88 degrees in the Homewood, Alabama area, just a few miles away from downtown Birmingham. So here's Grekel, the left fielder, left-handed hitting leadoff man, already with 2 hits and 2 plate appearances, and he takes downstairs for ball 1. 3 hits for Jacksonville State so far in 5+ innings. 2 of them have come from Grekel as time is called, and Samford head coach Casey Dunn will make his way out to the mound to talk to Brasher. Good time for us to check on our Papa John's scoreboard, presented by Papa John's Pizza, online at papajohns.com. And fans, don't forget that with a grand slam in Major League Baseball yesterday, you can get a Papa John's Pizza 40% off by using the code PAPASLAM at papajohns.com. Looking at the Southern Conference slate, Presbyterian all over Western Carolina right now, 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Kennesaw State trying to deal Mercer, Southern Conference regular season champions, a midweek loss. Kennesaw State on top 4-1 in the bottom of the 3rd over in Macon. Brasher back to work, the 1-0 due to Grekel is in there right down the heart for a called strike 1. Over on the SEC network, Furman on top of Georgia 3-1. That game in the top of the 3rd as Georgia later this weekend will try to fight for their SEC tournament slot. Brasher from the stretch with a runner at first. And now turns and fires towards first. Nice pick by Edens to keep it in front of him. Peyton Williams, the runner over at first base, 0 for 2 so far this year in stolen base attempts. As Brasher retakes his position on the mound, the 1-1. Hit well towards left, but curling towards the Jacksonville State bullpen, foul, and will actually land out of play. It's 1-2. Just getting underway from Johnson City, Tennessee, in the bottom of the 2nd. ETSU 1, UNC Asheville 1. And a game that started about 15 or 20 minutes ago. James Madison and VMI scoreless in inning number 1 as the Keydets look for a midweek win against their Virginian counterparts. The 1-2 from Brasher. Slider hit on the ground towards second. Could be 2. Dixon's flipped to second for 1. Throw to first in time. Bulldogs turn their 2nd double play of the night. This one a 4-6-3 double play that clears the bases. 2 gone in the top of the 6th for Clayton Daniel.
The second baseman, Clayton Daniel.
Daniel, the leading hitter for JSU so far this year, has been held off the base paths so far tonight, 0 for 2. Laced one to right that was run down by Fusey. And then flying out to TJ Dixon and center. First pitch slider stays outside for ball 1. For those just tuning in, Jared Brasher, the pitcher on the mound for the Bulldogs. Guy that's got some of the best pure stuff in all the Southern Conference. Fastball up in the mid-90s, slider in the high 80s. 41 strikeouts and 27 innings of work. The only issue has been the 24 walks in the 27 innings of work. He's issued 1 so far in the frame, but just erased it with a double play ball. 2 balls and no strikes the count to Clayton Daniel. Make it 3-0 as this fastball is up the ladder. Jacksonville State looking for their 2nd 2-out hit of the night and trying to extend the top of the 6th with Clayton Daniel. 3-0, that's at the knees to make it 3-1. Daniel's .393 on base percentage. Good for third on the club. Out of the 2 slot, 3-1. And that's on the short hop in there, ball 4. Daniel draws the second free pass of the inning from Jared Brasher, and the inning will continue. 1 on, 2 out for Taylor Hawthorne.
The shortstop, Taylor
Clayton
Hawthorne.
Daniel draws his 18th free pass of the year. He and Hawthorne both with really impressive numbers in terms of showing discipline at the plate. 19 strikeouts and now 18 walks for Daniel. And for Hawthorne, 19 strikeouts and 18 walks for him as well. It's the left-handed hitting shortstop. Takes a first pitch fastball on the outer half for a call and strike 1. Daniel 5 of 11 on the base pass and stolen base attempts. Those 5 stolen bases lead anybody in the starting 9 tonight for JSU. Good lead over at first as the 0-1 is well upstairs to even the count. Hawthorne 0 for 2 today, struck out looking back in the first and then flew out to TJ Dixon in his last plate appearance in the 4th. JSU top of the order, trying to keep the 6th going and maybe find themselves on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. 1-1 from Brasher. Slider didn't get back to the back door. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Brasher surrendered 12 hits on the year. 8 of them have come to left-handed hitters as lefties are hitting 8 for 28 as the runner goes. That's inside, ball 3. Throw down to second is not in time to get Daniel. He swipes his 6th bag of the year. So Daniel puts himself in scoring position with 2 gone in the 6th. Pitch missed inside, so it's ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. But Brasher against lefties. Lefties hitting .286 against Brasher. Against righties, right-handed hitters are hitting .068. 68 cents against the Bulldog reliever. 3-1 downstairs, ball 4. 3 free passes issued by Brasher in the top of the 6th. And now there's 2 on and 2 out for the cleanup man, designated hitter Trent Simpson.
Trent Simpson.
Heart of the order trying to find the scoreboard for JSU, and they've got arguably their best scoring chance of the night here in the top of the 6th. 1st and 2nd and 2 outs. Simpson 1 for 2 today. First pitch from Brasher. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Simpson singled back up the middle in his last at-bat in the 4th. Also popped out in foul ground to Austin Edens over at first base in the top of inning number 1. Simpson 60 hits and 197 at-bats, has a .305 average. He's also hitting .307 with runners in scoring position this year. 0-1, high fastball, and Simpson lays off. Hitters against Jared Brasher so far this year are hitting .091, 91 cents against the big right-hander. Brasher with a look at second, the 1-1. Slider, and it's in there, make it 1-2. 2 on, 2 out. Samford 3, Jacksonville State 0 as we play in the top of the 6th. Jared Brasher trying to work out of a jam. Trent Simpson trying to give JSU their first runs of the night. The 1-2, slider just misses downstairs. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 aboard. Brasher from the stretch. The deuces wild offering. Fastball downstairs, ball 3, and now the runners will get a jump start. Daniel from second and Hawthorne from first can both get going early with a 2-out payoff delivery due to the cleanup man, Trent Simpson. Brasher from the middle of the pitching rubber. The 3-2 to Simpson. Fastball hit on the ground at the middle. Fryman slides, keeps it on the infield, and no play anywhere. He will eat that, and Trent Simpson is going to have an infield single that loads the bases. Nice play by Fryman to keep it on the infield. Saves a run, as Daniel was going to score easily if that ball trickled into center field. But the infield single is the second hit of the night for Trent Simpson, and it loads the bases for JSU in the top of the 6th. Big chance now falls on the shoulders of the catcher, Nick Gaddis. the lone sophomore in the lineup for JSU tonight. Already with 27 RBIs in the year, 32 hits and 120 at-bats. That's a .267 average for the sophomore backstop. First pitch from Brasher, fastball inside corner. It's strike one. Gaddis not a fan of the call. Gaddis 32 hits on the year with 27 RBIs. Have to imagine the runners in scoring position average is good, and it is. .359 hitter with runners in scoring position and 4 for 5 this year with the bases loaded. The 0-1 from Brasher. High fastball, and it's 1-1. Daniel at third, Hawthorne at second, Simpson at first. Samford on top 3-0. But Jacksonville State with a big chance to do something about that score line in the top of the sixth. 1-1 from Brasher. Fastball just misses, hitting Gaddis in the shoulder, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Brasher now at 28 pitches here in the top of the sixth, and just 10 of them have been strikes. Brasher from the stretch. The 2-1 to Gaddis. Slider, and it's outside, ball 3. Nowhere to put Nick Gaddis. Three balls and 1 strike with 2 outs and the bases full. Brasher gets his sign. The 3-1 due to Gaddis. Downstairs, ball 4. Gaddis draws the free pass. It walks in a run, and JSU's on the scoreboard. Samford 3, Jacksonville State 1. An RBI walk for Gaddis. Just the 13th free pass he's drawn this year. Give him his 28th RBI. The bases remain loaded with 2 outs, and that's going to be all for Jared Brasher in the top of the sixth. Samford pitchers had put up 5 straight zeros in the first 5 frames, but JSU has found the scoreboard in the top of the sixth, thanks to 4 walks issued by Jared Brasher to just 1 hit. Bulldogs will go to the bullpen. We'll take a timeout and introduce the new Samford pitcher. When we come back, this is Samford Bulldog Baseball.
Taking over on the mound for Bulldogs, number 34, Josh Rich.
Jared Brasher can't get out of the top of the sixth. Bulldogs will go back to the bullpen for their 5th pitcher of the night. And it's number 34, Josh Rich, the 6'1", 202-pound junior right-hander from Hoover, Alabama. Another local product, as Rich came out of Spain Park High School and spent a season at Meridian Community College. So Rich is the new pitcher for Samford, trying to get them out of a bases-loaded 2-out jam. In the top of inning number 6,
First baseman, Andrew Naismith.
righty Josh Rich against lefty Andrew Naismith. With Taylor Hawthorne at third, Trent Simpson at second, Nick Gaddis at first. Jacksonville State is 1 hit away from potentially tying this contest or taking the lead. First pitch from Rich is a letter high strike. It's 0-1. Naismith 0 for 2 today, a couple of bounce outs to Brandon Fryman, the shortstop. Rich from the stretch with the bases full, as our home plate umpire and the JSU coaching staff exchange a few words before the 0-1. Rich is 0-1. Good off-speed delivery. It's 0-2. Rich has a changeup that he leans on against lefties, and so far fastball and changeup in the first 2 pitches he's thrown to Andrew Naismith. Bases loaded, 2 gone, 2-run game, and an 0-2 pitch coming from Josh Rich. Rich comes set. The 0-2 delivery. Just getting a piece is Naismith as he fouls it off the end of the bat and off himself. 301 average for the first baseman Naismith this year, the only freshman in the Jacksonville State lineup. He's hitting .289 with runners in scoring position, looking for his first hit of the year with the bases full. The 0-2 from Rich just misses downstairs. It's 1-2. Josh Rich back on the mound. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 gone in the top of the 6th. Rich from the stretch, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Naismith goes down on strikes. Josh Rich gets out of a bases loaded jam. Gamecocks leave them loaded, but they do pick up 1 in the top of the 6th. Our new score, Samford 3, Jacksonville State 1. As we head to the bottom of the 6th next on the Samford Sports Network.
And in the top of the 6th, that's 1 run, 1 hit with no errors and 3 left on base. Have a birthday coming up and celebrate with the Bulldogs. Enjoy food, fun, and Samford sports as you celebrate your birthday at a Samford Athletics event. Spots are available for a limited number of upcoming dates for Bulldog baseball. To get all the details and to book your date, contact the Samford Spirit Office at Bulldog Events at samford.edu.
Bottom third of the order, due up for Samford, 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. Starts with the designated hitter Ayrton Schaefer against Tyler Wilburn, who's back out for another inning of work for Jacksonville State on the mound. So far for Wilburn, an inning and a third. He's given up no runs on 2 hits and has walked 1. Jacksonville State looks like they do have a righty up and ready to go, as it's righty, lefty due up for the Dogs in the bottom of inning number 6. 1 run on 4 hits so far tonight for JSU. 3 runs on 7 hits for the Bulldogs so far through 5.5 innings. Checked our SoCon scoreboard earlier. Check the Ohio Valley scoreboard here on the bottom of the 6th. Ayrton Schaefer 1 for 2 today, doubled into the left field corner. Also hit 1 on the screws, but right at the center fielder. In his last at-bat, first pitch, 1 hops the plate, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Eastern Kentucky on the road tonight against an SEC opponent. They're taking on the Missouri Tigers. Right now it's all Missouri, 13-4 in the top of inning number 6. Also in the top of the 6th, Morehead State and Tennessee locked in a good one, 1 apiece, as Schaefer takes downstairs for ball 2. Belmont and Evansville just now getting rolling. Actually, that game's a couple innings old now, 1-1 in the top of the 2nd between the Aces and the Bruins, as Schaefer is out in front, 3 balls and no strikes. And just getting underway from Grind City, the Memphis Tigers are hosting the Murray State Racers. There's your Ohio Valley slate for the night, as the 3-0 is in there. And Wilburn tries to take the long road back from 3-0, and the count now 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 6th. That's Ayrton Schaefer. He of the now .297 batting average. 3-1, chopped left side. Going to his backhand is Hawthorne. He gets a nice big hop, and the throw across the diamond is in time to get Schaefer by a step. He is out number 1. So Schaefer retired, and getting his first plate appearance of the night is number 15, Ben Carrick, the new backstop. Carrick, the 6', 200-pound sophomore from Audrey Kell High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. came on in relief of Grant Colton, who got the start tonight. Colton last year as a freshman started 8 games and earned playing time in 19 contests. And he gets a first pitch breaking ball to greet him for a called strike 1. Carrick this year has made 9 starts. And this is 13th appearance, as that just barely misses to even the count at 1-1. So far on the year, Carrick 6 hits and 25 at-bats. Go along with 8 runs scored, 7 walks drawn. As the 1-1 is off the cap towards the second base side. Daniel comes up with it on the run, and his throw to first is in time to retire the Bulldog catcher. A couple of ground balls and a couple of outs for Tyler Wilburn to start the bottom of the 6th. Two gone, bases clear. Troy Dixon to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. Working on an 0 for 1 so far. With a fly out to left and a walk drawn. He was one of 6 runners the Dogs have left on the base pass. Jacksonville State had left just 2 runners aboard through the first 5 frames, but they left them loaded in the top half of this one, as the first pitch to Dixon almost hits him. It's ball 1. Lefty on lefty. 1-0 to Troy Dixon, right down the heart of the plate. And it evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Wilburn has now seen every hitter in the Samford lineup. Troy Dixon was the first guy he saw, actually. 1-1, hit on the ground towards second. Daniel gobbles it up. 3 ground balls and 3 outs. And the bottom of inning number 6 as the Bulldogs go in order. We head to the top of the 7th next. Samford 3, Jacksonville State 1. This is Samford Bulldog baseball.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base.
Samford Athletics would like to thank the following premier sponsors for their outstanding support. Dreamland Barbecue, Eastern Tree Service, The Farm, Hyatt Regency Birmingham, the Winfrey Hotel, Med Center Mazda, Nook's Eatery, On Time Service, Papa John's Pizza, Giggly Wiggly, Right at Home, Lakeshore Pharmacy, and Sarah Toyota. Thanks for supporting your Samford Bulldogs.
Samford University is committed to fostering an atmosphere of compliance with all NCAA, Southern Conference, and university regulations. Maintaining this commitment requires fans and boosters to be aware of their actions. We encourage everyone
Top of the 7th upcoming, and we'll see our 6th Samford Bulldog pitcher, yet another righty out of the Merrill Lynch bullpen. This is number 35, Jake Greer, the 6'7", 260-pound junior from Houston High School in Collierville, Tennessee. The 3rd Houston High School product we've seen appear for Samford tonight. Ayrton Schaefer, of course, getting the start as the designated hitter. Jack Rude threw a scoreless inning in the 5th, and now Jake Greer going to be asked to do the same in the 7th inning. So Jake Greer, the big right-hander, the new Bulldog pitcher. So far on the year, 9 innings of work. He surrendered 4 runs on 11 hits, struck out 5, and walked 7, a 4.00 ERA for Greer. So Greer is the new pitcher. He'll see the bottom 3rd of the lineup for Jacksonville State. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Gamecocks. Greer, a guy that pitched really well last year, 3-2 record, 27 total appearances, 42 strikeouts in 44 innings. Was second on the team in appearances with 27 of them. So far this year, this will be appearance number 9 for Mr. Greer,
Dalton Etheridge,
who last appeared in a midweek contest against Alabama A&M, where he threw a scoreless inning of work in a game the Bulldogs won 31-1. No mistake on the speech there. 31-1 was the final score of that midweek contest with the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. First pitch to Dalton Etheridge, misses upstairs for ball 1. This is the first plate appearance of the night for Etheridge, who took over in center field after A.J. Reynolds got the start. 1-0 on the ground towards Fryman. It's short, and his throw across the diamond in time to get the new center fielder 1 gone. So a nice start for Jake Greer out of the bullpen as Josh Bobo will come to the plate.
Third baseman, Josh Bobo.
Jacksonville State outs so far have been fairly evenly distributed, as JSU has recorded 6 ground ball outs, 6 fly ball outs, and they've struck out 5 times while also drawing 4 walks as a lineup. First pitch swinging is Bobo, but he comes up empty. It's 0-1. Greer working for the full windup, and it is a steep release angle from the big right-hander who's every bit of 6'7". This is chopped towards Garris, who makes a backhand effort, keeps it in front. Long throw across the diamond's not going to be in time. And Josh Bobo is going to reach on an infield hit. Garris got a tough in-between hop behind the bag at third, threw a backhand glove at it and actually got some leather on it. Just couldn't come up with it cleanly. And a long throw across the diamond was not going to be in time to get Bobo, who should be credited with his first hit of the night. Still have yet to see an official scoring, but I believe that should be a hit. So Bobo's the man at first with 1 gone. Peyton Williams, the right fielder, to the plate now. And Greer forced to work from the stretch. This is chopped towards third. Garris to second for 1. Throw to first in time. The Bulldogs turn their 3rd double play of the night, and this ends the top of the 7th. Jake Greer faces the minimum, and JSU has held off the scoreboard for the 6th time in 7 frames. Time to stretch in Birmingham. Samford on top 3-1 on the Samford Sports Network.
In the top of the 7th, that's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. All right, fans, it's time for our 7th inning stretch. Stand up, stretch, and sing along.
Everybody here at Jolie Griffin Field up and moving around. 7th inning stretch wrapping up as we get set for the bottom of the 7th in a 2-run ball game. Been a good one tonight. And each of these 2 teams' last midweek contest of 2017. Samford on top 3-1 with 3 runs on 7 hits. Jacksonville State with 1 run on 5 hits.
Leading off the center
and it's
fielder,
the top of the order, 2 up for Samford.
Dixon.
Starts with center fielder TJ Dixon, who gets his 2nd look at Tyler Wilburn, who continues to work into the bottom of the 7th. And why not 2 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball thus far for the JSU left-hander, who bounces a breaking ball to TJ Dixon to start him off here in the 7th inning. Jacksonville State, we mentioned, 1 series left in OVC play against SIU Edwardsville. Samford with 1 series left as well against the UNCG Spartans, who will make the trip down from Greensboro, North Carolina. And it's conference tournament time, one of the best weeks of the year as far as college baseball fans are concerned. Birmingham, Alabama, of course, plays host to one of those conference tournaments, probably one of the premier events in college baseball, the SEC tournament, as Dixon takes a fastball for a called strike 1. That's over at the Hoover Met 12-team tournament with the nation's 2nd best baseball playing conference, the SEC, of course, by RPI. That's downstairs for ball 2. Big 12 and SEC, the top 2 conferences in college baseball this year, according to RPI and rating strength. Wilburn's 2-1, hit on the ground towards second. Daniel with a dive, but can't keep it on the infield. It's a base hit. TJ Dixon singles up the middle. His 2nd single of the night. Both of them have come off Wilburn. And the Bulldogs have a leadoff base runner to start the bottom of the 7th. So Dixon's aboard. Here comes Brandon Fryman, the shortstop.
Fryman.
So conference tournament week is next week, starting on Tuesday or Wednesday for pretty much everybody. Jacksonville State's conference tournament, of course, will be right there in Oxford, where Jacksonville State has played most of their home games this 2017 season, while their stadium gets more than a facelift, a renovation, as this pickoff throw gets away from the first baseman. Dixon's going to dig for three as this trickles all the way down to the right field corner. TJ Dixon gets a free 180 feet on the pickoff thrown away by Tyler Wilburn. So Wilburn's pickoff throw gets away from the first baseman, Naismith. And TJ Dixon's just 90 feet away from scoring the Bulldogs' fourth run. Time called. And we'll see if that might be the end of the line for Tyler Wilburn, as the mound visit will begin. And it will be all for Wilburn. So Wilburn will exit with nobody out in the bottom of the seventh. Jacksonville State's going back to the bullpen. We'll introduce the new right-hander when we come back. Samford 3, Jacksonville State 1. This is Samford Bulldog Baseball.
I'm proud to say that she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. My tongue gets tired when I try to speak. My inside shake like the leaf on a tree. There's only one killer for this body of mine. That's to have that girl and a love so fine. She touched my head, the chill I got. The lips are fine, but the volcano is mine. I'm proud to say that she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
With TJ Dixon at third and nobody out in the bottom of the seventh, Jacksonville State will go to their third arm of the night. It's number 36, Cody Dodd, the 6'3", 235-pound freshman from Alexandria, Alabama. Will inherit a runner on third, nobody out situation here in the seventh. Dodd, so far on the year, a 2-2 record and 28 1/3 innings of work. Has surrendered 27 runs on 45 hits. Has K'd up 25 men and walked 8. ERA at 8.58 on the year. Whip at 1.89. So the new reliever is number 36, Cody Dodd. As JSU makes the move to the bullpen and goes and gets their second right-hander of the night. And Dodd completes the warm-up toss as we get ready to go back to work. This is the 16th appearance of the year for Cody Dodd. And with TJ Dixon at third, Brandon Fryman will step back in. No count to Fryman as he didn't see a pitch before the pickoff throw from Wilburn was thrown away. And Dodd will work from the stretch with a runner at third. Fryman digs in. First pitch from Dodd is off the plate away, ball 1. Dodd in conference play this year has made 5 appearances, and ERA at 5.06 and 5 1/3 innings of work. Brandon Fryman out in front, 1-0. Jacksonville State infield drawn in on the grass. 1-0 to Fryman in the dirt, ball 2. Fryman 1 for 3 tonight, singled in the third. 60 hits and 216 at-bats for the freshman shortstop, a 278 average. 288 hitter with runners in scoring position. The 2-0 to Fryman is off the plate away, ball 3. Jordan Fusey, the left-handed hitting right fielder, awaits on deck. As we can see if Dodd can find the strike zone on 3-0. He cannot. That's outside ball 4. Brandon Fryman's aboard for the second time tonight. Free pass number 17 drawn on the year. And Samford's got runners on the corners with nobody out. And Jordan Busey coming to the plate, who's already working on a multi-hit night. Busey 2 for 3 tonight.
All right fielder,
As
Jordan
1 through 3
Busey.
in the Samford lineup have combined for 5 of Samford's 8 hits tonight. Busey with a single and a double. Single in the first, double in the fifth. He's been left on the base paths both times. Corners in, middle infield back, looking for a double play ball. Busey, the big left-handed hitting Kentucky native against Dodd. First pitch, breaking ball, and it's downstairs, ball 1. Busey's average now at 293, slugging percentage 436. 55 hits to go along with 20 RBIs. Just 224 with runners in scoring position as Fryman's chased back to the first base bag. Nice play over at first by Naismith as Don's pickoff attempt was spiked into the ground. Jordan Busey, guy who loves to see right-handed pitching, as the 1-0 is at the knees for a called strike 1. Busey against left-handed pitching is a 222 hitter this year. Against right-handed pitching, 320. As Dodd comes set, 1-1 due to Busey. Swing and just a tip into the mid. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dixon at third, Fryman at first. Bulldogs on top by 2, but looking for some insurance in the bottom of the 7th. Dodd looking for a strikeout or a double play ball as he chases Fryman back to the bag once more. Fryman 8 for 13 on the base paths this year. Plenty of speed on the bases. Dixon and Fryman for the Bulldogs. Dodd from the middle of the rubber. Comes set. 1-2 to Busey. Breaking ball. Hit high in the air towards right. Carrying towards right center. That's plenty deep enough to score a run. As Williams makes the catch, and his throw will come directly into second base. Sacrifice fly will score TJ Dixon. And give Jordan Busey RBI number 21 of the year. Samford's lead is back to a 3-run lead. Make it 4-1 Bulldogs. So Samford trades the out for the run. 1 gone now with a runner at first. And Austin Eden's coming to the plate.
The first baseman, Austin Eden.
Eden 0 for 1. This is his 4th plate appearance as he's been on base quite a bit tonight without the aid of a hit. Has drawn a walk, was also hit by a pitch. As the runner goes on the first pitch, fastball misses upstairs, throw down to second is not in time. Brandon Fryman's got a stolen base, his 9th of the year. Nice jump from Fryman, and the head first slide just beats the throw from Nick Gaddis behind home plate. So Fryman back in scoring position. And Austin Eden's out in front, 1 ball and no strikes. Eden's grounded out to first in his last at-bat. As the 1-0 from Dodd is a high breaking ball, ball 2. Bulldogs middle of the order looking for their first hit as Hayden Scaris and Williams Jr. are combined 0 for 7 tonight. In fact, the bottom 6 in the order are combined 1 for 13. The 2-0s and that hurts. And Edens is 1 pitch away from finding himself on base for the 3rd time tonight. No complaints there from the Bulldogs as Edens has consistently found a way to keep the line moving this year. He's already drawn 33 walks this season. 3 balls and no strikes. The count to the Bulldog cleanup man. 3-0 from Dodd. That's right down the heart. Make it 3-1. Eden's coming off a multi-hit game in the last game of this series against ETSU where he posted a 2 for 5. Part of a 4-hit weekend for the Bulldog first baseman. Fryman at second, being held there by the second baseman Daniel. The 3-1 to Edens. Breaking ball outside, ball 4. Austin Edens has drawn 3 free passes tonight. And he's down to first base once more. 2 on and 1 gone. The bottom of the 7th for Taylor Garris. Garris, the true freshman third baseman.
Taylor Garris.
Up in another RBI spot. Came up in an RBI spot in the third and grounded into a double play. He has grounded out twice and flown out once. The Bulldogs leader in batting average, looking for his first hit tonight. And swings through a high fastball. It's 0-1. Garris's numbers this year, excellent. .352 batting average, .398 on base percentage. A .311 hitter with runners in scoring position. 57 hits and 162 at-bats. And 29 RBIs. Fryman at second and Edens at first. As Dodd out there on the mound comes set. Gamecocks righty turns and spins towards second to try to get Fryman leaning. They do not. Outfield straight away for Garris. Infield looking for another double play ball. Bobo even with the bag at third with his counterpart, the third baseman Taylor Garris to the plate. The 0-1 downstairs evens the count. Approaching the top of the hour, just outside of Birmingham in Homewood, Alabama. I'm Blake Gardner. This is the Samford Sports Network. Welcome you in, whether you're listening on FM 91.1 WBSU or watching the audio simulcast on YouTube Live. Thanks for joining us. Got a drive time start earlier this evening. 5 o'clock was our first pitch. As runner goes, called strike, throw down to third is not in time. Brandon Fryman swipes third, and Austin Edens cruises into second. So Brandon Fryman steals his second bag of the inning. And the Bulldogs now have a pair in scoring position as the pitch from Dodd was actually downstairs for a ball, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And once again, the JSU infield is forced to play in on the grass. Dodd from the stretch with Fryman at third and Edens at second. The 2-1, Garris turns squares, gets the bunt down, safety squeeze. Dodd glove flip to the plate, and he won't get it. Everybody's safe. Safety squeeze works to perfection as Garris gets the bunt down. Fryman scores from third. Edens will go second to third, as Cody Dodd had only one play to try to pick it up with his glove and flip it in one motion. And instead of doing so, it kind of rolls halfway to the plate. Bulldogs are on the board once more. Make it 5-1 Samford. And they've still got runners on the corners, but just one away. So Garris at first, Edens at third. Kevin Williams Jr. looking for his first hit of the night, as that's going to be scored an infield single and RBI for Taylor Garris. Williams Jr. 0 for 3. A line out, a pop up, and a fly out. First pitch from Dodd. Williams Jr. gets a bunt down, but actually pops it up in the air. Dodd makes the catch, and all the runners are forced to retreat to their respective bags. Williams Jr. pops out of the bunt attempt. He's out number 2. So 2 gone with 2 already scored. And Ayrton Schaefer now with an RBI chance. Schaefer, the designated hitter, 1 for 3 tonight. Doubled into the left field corner in his first at-bat. First pitch from Dodd, a breaking ball, and it's downstairs. It's ball 1. Cody Dodd's next delivery will be pitch number 20 of his appearance out of the bullpen. As Schaefer tries to come through with 2 outs. Dogs 3 for 8 as a team with 2 outs so far tonight. As this is popped up into shallow right field, coming in as Williams. A few steps, and he camps under and makes the catch. The inning is over. 2 runs on 2 hits for Samford, including a safety squeeze to extend Samford's lead to 5-1. as they leave a couple on the base paths as well. We head to the top of the 8th in a 4-run contest. This is Samford Bulldog Baseball.
1 error and 2 left on base.
Samford Athletics would like to thank the following supporting sponsors: Aloft Birmingham, Soho Square, Hinkle Roofing, Guthrie's Homewood, Spring Hill Suites Colonnade, Hickory Tavern, Steve's Jewelers, Taziki's Mediterranean Cafe, Courtyard by Marriott Colonnade, State Farm Agent Michael O'Neill, First Watch, the Daytime Cafe, and Weather Mortgage. Thanks for supporting your Samford Bulldogs.
Fans, we hope to see you in Greenville, South Carolina for the 2017 Southern Conference Baseball Championships presented by Holston Gases. This year we return to Fluor Field, where games begin on Tuesday, May 23rd, with the championship game set for Sunday, May 28th. For details on the 2017 Southern Conference Baseball Championships, including ticket and travel information, visit SoComSports.com.
7th pitcher of the night for the Samford Bulldogs in the top of the 8th, and it's number 10, Tanner Cunningham, who's taking his warm-up tosses in the middle of the diamond right now. Cunningham, the 5'11", 170-pound senior from Broward Christian here in Birmingham, Alabama. Yet another local product appearing in a game between these two teams. Cunningham spent a couple of years at Shelton State Community College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, before coming over to pitch for the Bulldogs. So far this year for Cunningham, 1-0 record, 17 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 8 runs on 19 hits, struck out 13 and walked 5. ERA at 4.15. Last year, Cunningham made 24 appearances in 33 innings, compiled a 3.27 earned run average, recorded 18 strikeouts, and walked 7. And he'll face the top of the order for the Gamecocks in the top of the 8th. Starts with Nolan Grekel. He's been retired just one time tonight, a pair of singles and then a double play ball to end the 6th. Or I should say to get the first 2 outs of the 6th. Jacksonville State ended up scoring 1 in that frame. First pitch from Cunningham, missed up and away for ball 1. As we're now 5 minutes past the top of the hour in Birmingham. Sun continues to set. A clear and crisp night in Birmingham as nearly the entire field engulfed in shadows with the exception of a little bit of a strip in left where Kevin Williams Jr. is playing. 1-1 from Cunningham. Flared towards left. Williams Jr. on the run in foul territory. No one's going to get there as it's going to fall harmlessly for a foul ball. Cunningham and Ben Carrick will have a few words before Cunningham heads back to the mound. 1 run on 5 hits for Jacksonville State. A couple of costly errors for the Gamecocks as well tonight. Bulldogs have played error-free baseball to go along with 5 runs on 9 hits. Cunningham out in front, 1-2. And misses just barely to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grekel, the left-handed hitting left fielder against the right-handed pitching Tanner Cunningham. 2-2 delivery. Off speed, rolled over towards first, and foul as Austin Edens comes up with it in foul ground. Talked about both the Ohio Valley and the Southern Conference scoreboards tonight, presented by Papa John's Pizza. Also some good MLB games as well if you're watching some professional baseball. 2-2, just misses upstairs, ball 3. Good at-bat from Grekel to start the top of the 8th. Plenty of interleague action over the next few weeks or so. Red Sox taking on the Cardinals in St. Louis. 3-2 from Cunningham. Popped up third base side, foul territory. That's going to get over the dugout and out of play. Phillies on the road against the Rangers. Phillies in Arlington to take on Texas. Colorado Rockies has been one of the surprise teams in baseball. Taking on a young Minnesota Twins team that's right in the thick of things. So that game's about to get underway. Those are some of the more intriguing interleague matchups. Of course, the Atlanta Braves already took out the Blue Jays by a score of 9-5 earlier today. Dansby Swanson hit another home run. Payoff pitch once more from Cunningham is chopped on the ground towards second. Dixon comes up with it cleanly. His throw to first in time, and Nolan Grekel is retired for the second consecutive plate appearance. One gone in the top of the 8th.
The second baseman, Clayton.
So here comes the second baseman, Clayton Daniel. Daniel's been held in check along with Hawthorne. Both those guys are 0 for 2 with a walk drawn. Daniel scored the lone run for JSU tonight, as he was one of 4 walks Jared Brasher issued in the 6th. First pitch from Cunningham is a breaking ball that stays upstairs for ball 1. Bulldogs have used 7 pitchers so far tonight. Those 7 pitchers have combined to strike out 5 Jacksonville State hitters and walk 4 of them. 1-0 from Cunningham. Hit well into right center. Long run for TJ Dixon towards the gap. He dives and makes the catch. TJ Dixon, full extension towards the gap, robs Clayton Daniel of extra bases. Outstanding defensive effort by Dixon. Put it on web gems tonight, as the senior center fielder covered ground towards the alley. And Tanner Cunningham rightly tipping his cap towards center field as Dixon robs a hit. Bases clear and 2 gone for Taylor Hawthorne. First pitch from Cunningham, bounced straight back. It's 0-1. We have seen some fine defensive efforts from both sides tonight, but that one might be the best one. TJ Dixon just straight up covering ground out in center field to take away extra bases, as the 0-1 stays downstairs to even the count 1-1. Hawthorne 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out looking in his first plate appearance, then flew out to TJ Dixon in center. Drew a walk and was left stranded in the 6th. 1-1 from Cunningham. Hops towards the plate. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Cunningham working only from the stretch here in the top of the 8th. With the bases clear and 2 gone. The 2-1 due to Taylor Hawthorne is a fastball that misses downstairs, ball 3. Jacksonville State is a team this year, a 280 hitting club. That's near the bottom half of the OVC, but a fairly respectable number. 3-1 rolled over first base side and foul as Cunningham went with the off-speed delivery on 3-1 to make it 3-2. As a team also, Jacksonville State has stolen the fewest bases of anybody in the OVC, 18 stolen bases and 40 attempts. Cunningham trying to work out at the top of the 8th with 3 up, 3 down. The 3-2 rope towards right, but Jordan Fusey has a beat and makes the catch. L9 in the scorebooks, 3 up, 3 down. Go the Gamecocks. In the top of the 8th, Samford on top, 5-1 over Jacksonville State. We head to the bottom of the 8th next on the Samford Sports Network.
No hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Fans, don't forget this weekend with Samford Baseball is Fan Appreciation Weekend. Admission will be free all weekend with lots of prizes going out to all of you. The weekend will conclude on Saturday as we celebrate Senior Day with Samford Baseball. For full schedule, visit the official online home for the Bulldogs at SamfordSports.com.
Eight, 9, and 1 to up for Samford as they look for some insurance runs. Already up by 4, 5-1 against Jacksonville State. in the bottom of the 8th. Been a game that's played with some pretty solid pace. We're about 2 hours and 10 minutes in now, with 7.5 innings gone. Ben Carrick, Troy Dixon, TJ Dixon, the 3 due up for the Dogs against Cody Dodd, who's back out for his 2nd inning of work. Dodd needed 19 pitches to get through the bottom of the 7th. He was charged with 1 earned run. The other run was charged to Tyler Wilburn.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, your catcher, Ben Carrick.
So here's Ben Carrick for his 2nd plate appearance of the night. Carrick 0 for 1 with a ground out to 2nd. After taking over behind home plate in the 6th, puts a charge into this one towards left. Greco going back to the track, to the wall, and in front of the wall. Makes the catch. It's allowed out number 1. I already saw one Bulldog catcher go yard tonight. Thought we might see a second, but Carrick's fly ball dies on the track. 1 pitch, 1 gone for the Bulldog offense in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes Troy Dixon, the 2nd baseman, looking for his first hit of the night. Dixon a fly out, a ground out, and a walk drawn.
2nd baseman, Troy
out of the
Dixon.
9th spot. Guy that started in the 5 hole for the Bulldogs for a majority of February and early March. Takes this pitch that just misses off the plate for ball 1. Started in the 5 hole, got off to a bit of a slow start, got moved down to the 7 hole and then the 9 hole, and has really found a home there in the 9 slot. Average now up to 291, 50 hits and 172 at-bats as he takes outside once more for ball 2. Cody Dodd working out of the full windup. The entirety of the field now covered in shadows as we're a quarter past in Birmingham, Alabama. 3 straight out of the zone from Dodd to Troy Dixon, who's trying to draw his 2nd free pass of the night. Dodd from the windup, the 3-0. That's off the plate as well, ball 4. TJ Dixon aboard. Or TJ Dixon coming to the plate as Troy Dixon is aboard for the 2nd time tonight. And we can swivel back to the top of the lineup. Here's TJ Dixon, the center fielder, who will get his 5th plate appearance tonight. Working on a multi-hit contest. 2 for 4 is Dixon at the top of the lineup. He, Jordan Busey, Brandon Fryman, 5 of the 9 hits for Samford this evening. First pitch from Dodd, Dixon takes, and he takes wisely. It's ball 1, 5 straight out of the zone from Dodd. Dixon has singled in his last 2 at-bats. And his first 2 he struck out and grounded out to first base. Troy Dixon at first, TJ Dixon at the plate as Troy Dixon draws a throw, but dives back in safely. Troy Dixon at first, 6 for 8 on the base paths. Don't foresee him running here, but you never know. Got a pretty solid lead over at first base. Dodd will pick over there once more. Bulldogs have stolen a couple of bases tonight. Make it 3 stolen bases. 1 credited to Austin Edens, 2 from Brandon Fryman. 1-0, that is in there and snaps a streak of 5 straight out of the zone to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bulldogs have no one warming in the pen right now. We'll see if that means Tanner Cunningham comes out for the 9th as yet another ball gets away on a pickoff throw. Troy Dixon with a wide turnaround 2nd, but he'll stop right there. Another error committed by Jacksonville State. That's their 3rd of the night. As that's the 2nd time in this game we've seen a Jacksonville State pitcher throw away a pickoff attempt. Cody Dodd chucks this into right field and gives 90 feet to Troy Dixon. So he's in scoring position with 1 gone. And a 1-1 count to TJ Dixon. Already mentioned the great numbers with runners in scoring position for TJ Dixon, a guy who's hitting well over 400 with a chance to knock guys in. A big reason why he's got 37 RBIs out of the leadoff spot. 1-1 from Dodd to Dixon. Big swing, but a big miss. It's 1-2. TJ Dixon certainly in contention for an all-conference slot. 330 batting average. 830 OPS. 70 hits to lead the club. Solid numbers all the way around. for TJ Dixon at the top of the order. His brother's at second. 1-2 delivery, 2 from Dodd to Dixon. Popped up, shallow center field. Etheridge started back, now realized he can come in and continues to come in, and on the run makes the catch. Etheridge didn't look like he saw that one off the bat particularly well, but does make the catch. For out number 2. So TJ or Dixon retired at the top of the lineup. Here's Brandon Fryman, who's got a 2-out RBI shot. Bulldogs already with 3 hits with the runners in scoring position and 3 hits with 2 outs. Fryman 1 for 3 tonight.
Brandon Fryman.
Bulldogs on top by 4. Would love to make it 5 just for a bit more insurance. As Fryman digs in against Cody Dodd. Big leg kick, first pitch is off speed, and it's in there. It's 0-1. Fryman's lone hit of the day came in the 3rd, a single where he was left stranded on the base paths in the frame. Drew Walken came around to score in his last plate appearance in the 7th. Bulldogs freshman shortstop has had an outstanding 2017 season. 278 average, 288 hitter with runners in scoring position. 0-1 on the way. Hit hard first base side, but foul past the bag. It's 0-2. Fryman coming off a tough weekend. Just 1 hit in 13 at-bats in the ETSU series. Before that, had a 3-hit weekend against the Furman Paladins. Got 1 hit to his credit tonight, but he's down 0-2 to Cody Dodd. Runner at second, 2 gone. Dodd's 0-2 delivery off the plate away. It's 1-2. Next pitch from Cody Dodd will be pitch number 32 of his appearance. The 1-2 to Fryman. Down in the dirt. Nice stop behind home plate by Nick Gaddis. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with a runner at second. Samford scored 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and 2 in the 7th. Jacksonville State has hit the scoreboard just 1 time. That was in the top of the 6th. 2-2 to Fryman in the dirt, ball 3. Another nice stop by Gaddis behind home plate. And from 0-2 to 3-2, Brandon Fryman has worked Cody Dodd. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th in a 4-run contest between Samford and Jacksonville State. The 3-2 from Dodd, chopped towards the shortstop. Hawthorne, throw on the run across his body, not in time. Gets away from the first baseman. Here comes Dixon. He's going to score. Troy Dixon scores from second on the infield hit. Brandon Fryman collects RBI number 26, and Samford does tack on some insurance at 6-1 Bulldogs. Tough play for Hawthorne, working towards the 6 hole and having to throw across his body. Would have been a bang-bang play at first if the throw wasn't high and wouldn't have tipped off the glove of Naismith. And aggressive base running from Troy Dixon, who made a wide turnaround third, and as soon as he saw the ball trickle off the glove of Naismith, sprinted towards the plate and came around to score. So here's Jordan Pusey, first pitch swinging, chops it to second, and Jacksonville State will go the short way, get the lead man Fryman, and the inning is over. Samford does pick up 1 more run to make it a 5-run advantage. It's Samford 6, Jacksonville State 1. Bulldogs 3 outs away from another home win, and they'll go back to the bullpen 1 more time. We'll introduce the new Bulldog pitcher when we come back. This is Samford Bulldog Baseball.
In the bottom of the 8th, that's 1 run, 1 hit with 2 errors, and no one left on base. Invest in the lives of our Samford student-athletes by joining the Bulldog Club. Bulldog Club members can enjoy preferred seating, reserved parking, and premium game day hospitality, all while making an enormous impact on 17 Samford varsity sports. For more information, visit SamfordSports.com/Bulldog Club or call the Bulldog Club office at 205-726-2050.
Bulldogs' 8th pitcher of the night, hopefully their last one. It's number 27, Tristan Weidra, the 6', 205-pound junior from Spain Park High School in Hoover, Alabama. Yep, another local product will take the mound for the Samford Bulldogs. Tristan Weidra completing his warm-up tosses right now. 1-3 record for Weidra, 17 1/3 innings of work, 11 earned runs on 18 hits he's allowed. He struck out 18 and walked 8, an ERA of 5.71 for the Spain Park product. Last appeared in the UAB game 14 days ago. Did not make it out of his inning of work. Before that, appeared in the Wofford series, threw an inning and a third in that contest. Also threw an inning against the Auburn Tigers back on April 11th. So Weidra comes on in the top of the ninth. Bulldogs looking for just 3 outs to earn their 29th win of the year and a season split with the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. Samford on top 6-1 as we head to the top of the ninth. Bulldogs 6 runs on 10 hits. Jacksonville State 1 run on 5 hits. Gamecocks have also committed 4 errors, as one more error was charged on the run scored by Troy Dixon. 4, 5, and 6, middle of the order, due up for Jacksonville State. Starts with the DH, Trent Simpson, who's 2 for 3 tonight. Really nice night for the junior from Chattahoochee Valley, who's now got 61 hits and 198 at-bats. Solid numbers from the DH. First pitch from Weidra out of the full windup. Lifted towards shallow right center. Going out as the second baseman Dixon, and he makes the catch. Working backwards into the alley, Dixon snares the would-be Texas leaguer. 1 pitch, 1 gone in the top of the ninth. And in comes Nick Gaddis. Simpson with a multi-hit night tonight for JSU. Nolan Grekel with a multi-hit night for the Gamecocks as well. Everybody else has struggled to find some success against Samford pitching. Bottom of the order tonight for JSU is combined for just 1 hit as the first pitch to Gaddis is in there for a called strike 1. Bottom of the order 5 through 9, a combined 1 for 11 against the 8 Bulldog pitchers they've tossed out on the mound tonight. 0-1 from Tristan Weidra is well upstairs. Heads up Gaddis, who had to duck out of the way of what looked like around a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Gaddis is 0 for 2 today, but he reached back in the 6th and also got credited with an RBI, bases loaded walk that he drew. That has resulted in Jacksonville State's only run of the night. 1-1, that's off the plate away for ball 2. Nick Gaddis, 32 hits and 120 at-bats. Guy that's making his 36th appearance tonight, 33rd start. He was a platoon guy last year. He's snared the majority of the starts behind home plate for JSU this year. 2-1 from Weidra, turned on and hit well, but also very well foul up the left side. Heads up in the parking lot as that narrowly misses taking out a car or 2. And the count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Weider's been able to strike out hitters this year, 18 strikeouts in 17 2/3 innings, looking for his first of this relief appearance. With a 2-2 due to Gaddis. Slider that misses well outside. Nice backhand play by Carrick to keep it in front. Even with the bases empty. 3-2-1 boom, 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and the bases clear in the top of the ninth. Nick Gaddis trying to get something started for the Gamecock offense in the final frame. Weidra with the stirrups from the full windup. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Weidra picks up his 19th strikeout of the year, and Nick Gaddis goes down on strikes for the first time tonight. Samford Bulldogs 1 out away from picking up yet another midweek win, as Samford head coach Casey Dunn will go to the mound and go get the ball from Tristan Weidra. I think he's got a lefty he wanted to see tonight, and with the lefty Andrew Naismith due up, Samford will indeed go back to the bullpen one more time. We'll take one more time out and introduce the new Bulldog Southpaw when we come back with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. This is Samford Bulldog Baseball.
Taking over on the mound for the Bulldogs, number 26, Kyle Stewart.
Ninth pitcher of the night for the Samford Bulldogs. This has truly been a Johnny Holstaff effort for the Bulldogs pitching staff. New pitcher is a lefty, number 26, Kyle Stewart, the 6'1", 170-pound sophomore from Northridge High School in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Guy who gets it done on and off the field. Last year was a member of the SoCon 4.0 GPA club. Stewart will enter with the bases clear and 2 down in the top of the ninth. So far on the year, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 2 runs on 3 hits, a strikeout 1 and walked 3. A guy who's pretty much been a lefty-on-lefty specialist and hasn't pitched in a few weeks. Last appeared in the Alabama A&M contest through a scoreless inning and struck out 1. So Samford head coach Casey Dunn wants to get him some work, and we'll have him face a left-handed hitter. That's Andrew Naismith, the first baseman. With the Bulldogs 1 out away from their 29th win of 2017. First pitch from Stewart to the lefty Naismith is a breaking ball, and it's in there for a called strike 1. Naismith 0 for 3 tonight, a pair of ground outs to Brandon Fryman at short and a strikeout in his last plate appearance. As time is called, and Ben Carrick will go out to talk to Kyle Stewart, presumably about signs. Five-run game in the top of the ninth. We've been playing for almost 2.5 hours. I believe our first pitch was a couple of minutes past the top of the hour as we hit the bottom of the hour in Birmingham, Alabama. Kyle Stewart's breaking ball misses downstairs to even the count at 1-1. Samford, we mentioned earlier, has split with Auburn. They've split with Alabama. They've split with UAB and are 1 out away from earning a season split with Jacksonville State, as Stewart's 1-1 offering just missed. Must have been a bit downstairs. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Etheridge awaiting on deck if the inning gets to him, as the 2-1 is chopped foul, and now Jacksonville State's down to their final strike. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty, top of the ninth. Samford on top, 6-1. Jacksonville State trying to extend the contest with Andrew Naismith at the plate. Samford trying to put this game to bed. The 2-2 from Stewart. Downstairs, ball 3. And Naismith will see a payoff pitch. Stewart from the full windup, lefty on lefty. Payoff pitch. Flied in the left. Kevin Williams Jr. over towards his right. Makes the catch. Game over. Kyle Stewart gets his man in the top of the ninth. And Jacksonville State goes in order in the game's final frame. 3 up, 3 down. Samford collects win number 29 on the year by a final score of 6-1. in the win. Samford improves to 29 and 23. Jacksonville State falls to 27 and 24. Time for our Coca-Cola postgame show. We'll wrap this up when we come back. This is Samford Bulldog Baseball.
Baseball is Fan Appreciation Weekend. Admission will be free all weekend with lots of prizes.